AchieveRadio.com.
Thursday, it's that time again. Welcome to Fred Fassett's Visionary Awareness right here on AchieveRadio.com. My name is Bill. I assist Fred for the next 2 hours by reading the instant messages and taking all the phone calls and doing all that kind of stuff. And if you wish to call in to the show today to get a reading from Fred, easy to do. Just dial 602-666-6027. Again, 602-666-6027. After you do that, please, when it asks you to, record your name so we know who's getting ready to come on. And then after you're hearing the show, make sure you press star 5 on your keypad. That's star 5 on your keypad. After you're connected and hearing the show, you'll hear a little voice say your hand has been raised or something to that effect. And that lets us know that you're not just calling in to listen, which quite a few people do actually, but that you want to talk to Fred. So I got somebody in Florida showed up, and if you want to talk to Fred, please do what I just said and touch star 5 if you would, please. And I suspect a lot more people will be showing. Oh, thank you very much. Florida will be with you as soon as Fred finishes opening monologue. Fred's website is psychicfred.com, psychicfred.com. Again, today we're broadcasting simultaneously on Achieve Radio, Achieve TV, and YouTube Live. And you can watch all that by clicking on the Achieve TV on the main site menu there. Or you can just listen by just clicking Studio A from the home page. And Fred, I probably forgot to say a bunch of things, but whatever. Let's get started.
Okay, I just put my little light on here because I can see what I'm reading. That does help. We got a little overcast now out there, so maybe, you never know. Well, everybody, Arizona got bombarded with rain, and this is the desert, so we had floods and everything else. I mean, where I live, no. We got about an inch here, but there was up as 3 inches in some places. In South Mountain, they showed all the people, all this water coming off the mountain, coming in and filling the pools full of mud, you name it, and it doesn't flood there. And so they didn't have flood insurance, so they got a lot of expense going on. And what I'm thinking is the waters in the ocean have warmed. We're going to have El Nino. I think this is even though this is monsoon over here, I think this is I believe this is the indication what may be coming. California's heard and read that in San Francisco they're starting to ration water, and I believe at the end of the year this is going to come in. Now there's fires, state of Washington, Oregon, Northern California, everywhere, and there's floods on the East Coast. There's all types of stuff really going on here. So I feel that this is part of the change we're going through too. And if you remember, any of you that listen every week, I was talking about how the Taliban will disappear. Well, who knew at the time when I said that something worse would step in there too. And I'm still doing my prayers that I asked everybody to help with last week because we need a lot of help on the planet. So we've got a lot going on, and I have to keep certain people around me in a positive state because they get depressed and everything else. So, okay, what we got coming up here is on the 25th, okay, which is a Monday. That's when our new moon will be, and it's going to be 2 degrees Virgo. Here in California, 7:13 in the morning. East Coast, 10:13, and everybody figures out that's when you write your prosperity check and see how that works out, because planets are always changing. Right now the moon is in Aries. I don't like it when it's in Pisces, because it does a whole number, and Venus just went in Leo, and so I like it in Aries and Taurus much better than I'll call it when it goes into Pisces. Sun, I'd like to leave and go out somewhere and bury my head. So anyway, all right, so I want everybody to realize, remember, every action you take, you're creating. There's no accident. Even if a car hits you, you have to stop and think what brought the two of you together, and if it's devastating, you're not here. Obviously, that was quite a lesson, because I'm working with somebody that's created quite a scenario for this. So I'm praying to God that, when you guys create, you got to understand, when we're in a learning situation, we have to look at the worst outcome, and then we can open the door for what will bring us through that situation. And that happened to me over 13 years ago out in California. That's how I got to Arizona. And the funny part of it is they're all calling me back now, so that's kind of a real interesting situation. And I said it will be a miracle as well. So just remember, you all have the ability to create, and every time you take a breath of air, you're creating. Just want you all to get that idea in your head, and if you do, that's what you want. So Bill, with that, let's just go ahead and see who we can help. And everybody, please be conscious today. Listen, get everything out of your way, month, day, and year of your birthday. I don't need the rising sign. And anybody calls to get a chart done, I make my roommate do it. And I'm learning, but once I get all of this under my belt, I'll never forget it, and they'll probably rid of all the computers and I'll learn it for nothing. So who knows what's going to happen. So let's start and see what we can help, and be conscious, everybody. Come from your heart, and let's see how we can help you grow. Okay?
All right, Fred. And first up from Florida, Shantae. Shantae, you're on the air with Fred. How are you today?
Oh, Shantae.
Hi, Fred and Bill. Hi, guys.
Hi. So whereabouts are you in Florida? I have a lot of clients down in Florida now. So where are you at?
I'm in Clearwater, Florida.
Clearwater. Okay, I'm going to learn all this, because everybody's in a different place, and it's getting busy down there with everybody. One of my astrologists is now down there too, so that's real interesting in itself. So how can we? When's your birthday again? I should know this, but when's your birthday?
Yes, you should. March 3rd, 1974.
Ah, there we go. There you are, right there. You're coming into, you're going to be going through some extra lessons after the end of this year. So let's just get over here and find you. And here we are, right here. I should know this by heart. Yeah. Okay. You're going to have some interesting. Okay. Neptune return coming up next year. That'll be a 2.5 year cycle for you. Let me see. Okay, you have Gemini. So all the mutable signs in December this year will go through a 2.5 year change. And, Saturn's always learning. So you have your Sun in Pisces, your Mercury in Pisces, your Venus in Pisces, and then you have Saturn in Gemini, and then you have Neptune in Sagittarius. So here we go, more learning. So how can I help you today?
Okay, I go in a couple of days to, I paid off the lease on the car, and I'm trying to get in something bigger. And okay. I'm just wondering if everything is going to go okay when I go in. Am I going to get the...
Okay, this is what I'm going to say to you. If you go with the thought right now that it will, you're a very powerful woman. So this is what I try to teach people. If you go with the idea today that it will, that's the energy putting out, it will. Don't think of anything negative. Okay?
Okay.
Because you've been building up your credit. You've been taking care of things, and so if you go with the idea, they'll accept it. I'm going to come out and hold back what you want unless the universe feels that maybe you're not quite ready for that next step. But I have a funny feeling you are. So when I got my that Lexus that I have no longer, I asked for everything to be covered, and I have everything I need, and that's exactly what I got. You go with that idea, and everything will work. Okay?
Okay.
All right, it will work, but don't listen to anybody. Okay, because sometimes our friends will get negative for us, and it feels funny. The reason it feels funny because it's not right.
Right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I've been pretty positive about it. I've been saying, I've been putting it out on the universe for the longest that I need another reliable, bigger car. I done outgrew this one. So I've been very positive that everything is going to be okay when I go in. So
yeah, it's like if anybody if you're going to get a new car or you're going to go for a job, you get in a car and say, well, I don't think this is really going to happen. At that moment, you just changed destiny. So you want to keep the positive. This is definitely going to happen. It's going to be the perfect price. It's going to have all the amenities I want, and I'm going to be able. It won't be a stretch of my pocketbook. It'll be what I can afford. And then watch what you manifest.
Okay. Thank you very much, Fred. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a fabulous day.
Oh, God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, and thanks for calling in from down there in Florida. Okay, let's see what we got here. Fred, Amanda in California has written in. Hi, Fred and Bill. Fred, this is a different type of question. Well, Amanda, it seems to me that most of them are. Now that I think about it, I've been told and experienced several past lives in England and Europe since the 1500s, most in the higher levels of society, and most with the same soulmate partner. Wondering if you can give any validation or insights to all that. Birthday 11/6/56. And blessings. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's see where we go with this. Amanda, most likely, but I'd love to be working with you myself so that I could take you where I need to go and show you. See, I like I'm a shower and doer. And so I used to do a lot of this in California more than I have in Arizona. So let's just see what we come up with, okay? A lot of things tell me things different than most people. I'm not like everybody else. And that's why the step is. Let me see what they're going to do with me. Okay. Well, you're also going through that Neptune and Uranus transit too. That'll be out of here. Let me see. What did you get there? Okay, got late degrees, Sag moon. Scorpio there, Libra. Let's hold on a minute. Let's see. And you're talking about your partner. I should have asked you to give me his birthday as well. Can be, because what happens here, it's not like the times we come in do not run in succession. In other words, we'll say 15:10, 15:11. It doesn't work that way. And because it's impossible for us to follow through, like we're going from year to year. But when we're out of body and we're in the side of the universe, we might come in 1 year and another one in this way and that way, so it all balances out. Now, this is possible. Okay? Now, if you felt chills and felt good about the information, then you were getting the right information. This is why I'm a stickler. Okay, for if it felt right when that person was working with you. Now, I would hope that let me rephrase that. I would like to have seen when that person was working with you and when they were given this information, you felt the information, gut-wise, heart-wise, and everything else. Because each time you come in, now what you don't know is, coming in those different times with him, was he on a your level? Was he on a little bit lower levels? That's why they looked at it then. And why have you decided to go in and out with each other? And what is it what are the two of you still trying to learn? Well, this is a possibility. I didn't do the work for you, so I'm going to say this is a possibility, but I would like to be able to take you through that in person. As we're getting less with tapes, so now I have to figure a new way of being able to do this and get it recorded for everybody on a DVD or CD or whatever that is. But Amanda, let me put it this way: it's most likely. You seem like a powerful individual. Your other friend, I'm not sure, because the way I use the birthdays do some strange things to me. But I think you're still trying to learn from each other, or you wouldn't be coming back on different levels to find out what the main lesson is. And this is how I would work. I would say, Amanda, take you back to 1500. We'd look at England. Da, 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 da. Okay, there's your partner. Okay, how does that relate in the 21st century and 2014? How does this relate? And what were you doing back there? Now let's look at what you're doing now. We connect all the dots. That's how I work. All right, so it feels right. And if it felt right at the time, then it's correct. There's some missing points because they didn't connect you. Like, why did you guys keep coming in and out? There's something you're both trying to learn, and it's probably nothing negative, but it's becoming enough to connect them and see what's going on. All right. I hope that helps you, Amanda. All right.
Okay. Well, Amanda, a lot of information, and hope it is useful. And okay, Fred, what we've got here is two interesting things. Chris is hanging out. Chris, you're going to have to wait just a minute because I got a message here, Sue in California, and she says, this should be fun, but I think Fred will guess. Initials R.W., birthday July 21st of 1951.
Hey, wait a minute. Okay, what's going on here, Sue? You guys love to do this to me. You guys probably laughing your tushies off when you do this to me. I can just see it now. Oh,
well, this one isn't hard to guess. I know I would have guessed it in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, I have an idea.
Yeah.
I have an idea, but well, let's take a look, okay? Ooh, no, double emotional. I hope he expresses it because this can get into a lot of trouble. But there's the ego. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Analytical.
Big ego, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Show
Large
business
ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, large ego, but the emotions are interesting. If he's on stage, he probably shows them all. When he's off stage, I would think possibly not. All right, that makes it, is that really? Okay, so this one here is, I bet this person had a famous wife too. So anyway, there's an ego involved here. And analyze everything to death. And like I said, when he's off the stage, he probably doesn't do so good of expressing himself. And with men with this aspect, it always gets them in trouble. But because his ego's so large, maybe that pulling him back keeps him out of trouble because he has to watch about stretching the truth too. And that might be something that you can't tell when you're on film or on stage what that person's doing. Most people can't read energy, but it looks like he's had a pretty good career at this point. And there goes my silly computer again. And I know it doesn't make any difference, but it makes me feel good when I can see this screen. Anyway, this person must have become very famous. And I have a funny, feels like, was this guy married to somebody very popular? I wonder.
3 marriages, and I'm the worst about the whole Hollywood scene. But
right. Okay.
I recognize a couple of the names.
Yeah. Okay, I thought so because I think one almost got him in trouble. And interesting enough, if it's who I think it is, anyway, that's okay. But anyway, yeah, there is an ego there, but there's problems with emotions and also with the analyzing side and everything else. I wonder if he ever tried to direct, because it wouldn't surprise me, but he has to be right on that. That would be interesting. So who is this?
Not hard to guess. Robin McLaurin Williams. Nano.
Oh, that one, yeah. That one, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
just,
why.
Very much for the last week.
Yeah. You know something? I was wondering about that. They said it so fast the other day. Okay? They said it so fast the other day. I was thinking because bipolar and manic depressive. Okay? So the idea is this. There it is there. What he could do on stage, that's where he lived. When he got off the stage was that was the hardest part of his living. He's in a cocoon right now, by the way. He gave so much of himself. But every time those bipolar people do what he did, they're trying to shut the voice off in the head. Every last one of them. This is not a this person didn't do anything negative. I want to get everybody straight on this. Yes, he took his life, but he spent all his life trying to handle the massive depressive and the bipolar, so the two together would make him totally crazy. And and so it's not a negative on the other side. It's more on a positive, and he's being helped out, and he's going to be fine. And what I liked, he gave a lot of stuff free. He helped the servicemen. He did all this stuff and reached out. And his kids are going to be all right too, because he loved them dearly and meant a lot to him. But this is why he was. See, isn't this interesting? There was some inner, deep, emotional stuff, but he came out extroverted. That's what's interesting. Yeah,
a lot of really good comic people are exactly that way. Yeah,
that's right. My stepsister's now. That was my stepmother's daughter. Her father was a Jewish actor back in vaudeville, and she told me her father was not happy unless he was on that stage. And that's where that was. And of course, look where he married my stepmother. But that must have been that was not his most famous thing to do. But there was my sister, and there was he was Jewish. My stepmother was Scotch and English. What a combined! And guess what? My sister married a German, so they mixed it up a little bit more.
Well, that's kind of my ancestry, Fred. Scotch, Irish, German, and English. So I always say I've been at war with my stories here.
Yeah. Well, I want everybody to know that Robin is okay. He is in a cocoon, and they have psychiatrists in the spirit world. You call them doctors, anything you want, and they'll work with him. And then he gets to look at whatever didn't quite work right. And but I knew immediately what it was. And I've seen a lot of people like this, and I have somebody now that I'm talking to wants to take their life, and I said, you can't. Well, how about Robin Williams? I said, he was sick. And I said, there's a difference in the universe than someone saying, well, I can't handle my life, so I'm going to do myself in. It doesn't work. And so people have to get it straight here. There's laws of the universe and laws of the earth, and it's all different for everybody. And this is not negative for this gentleman. And they said his birthday the other day, and it went so fast when I was sitting in front of the TV. I knew it was July, and I couldn't figure out, is it on the first day of Leo or in the middle of Cancer? And now it makes sense when I see this, what it is. And that's why he was very, you can see why he'd be depressed. Cancer, Pisces moon, then he's got Leo, Mercury, that brings him out. Then he's got Virgo, he's got Cancer, here's Aries, Virgo, Cancer. I mean, so inside he was having a hard time with his personal self, but when he was out on stage, that's why he was manic on the stage.
Right.
He went manic on the stage. Then when he'd get off, he'd come back to himself, and that's what the party is having a hard time with. But he was a good soul. So
Yeah, that's It always surprised me so many people in show business do have that. I never will forget, a long time ago, David Frost was interviewing Jane Fonda. And, of course, Jane Fonda is not the most stable person in the world.
Well, she is not. She is now because she learned her lessons and she said what it was. You know, she said what it was, and I'm not going there. But that's why she looks so fabulous now. She got it together.
Yeah, figured a lot of things out finally. But she said during that interview, and it stuck with me all these years. This must have been in the '60s when this happened. But she said that she'd been lucky in her acting career to that point that she hadn't blown her wad by having to play a character that was anything at all like her.
Yeah.
In other words, the acting was like an escape thing, and if she ever had to play a character that was really her, it would wreck her, is what she was saying.
Yes. Yeah. Well, look what she did on Golden Pond. What she said to her father, by the way, was ad-libbed, because that's exactly what was going, because he was an introvert and he ignored the kids. Right. And as a greater actor he was, so that scene in Golden Pond is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she got through it all, and that's why she feels so good about herself. But she's got somebody in her life now. I'm not marrying nobody no more.
Well, she picked out a couple of real characters. I mean,
she admitted it too. She admitted it.
Anyway, well, let's say hi to our old friend Chris. Chris, get off a speakerphone. How you doing?
Where is he?
Hello, Chris. Well, let me see. Everything's off of mute. And Chris, where did you go? Well, he might have hung up, and sometimes they won't take them off the board when they hang up. So
I
figured that out. Well, let me see if any messages. Nope. Starting off early. It's been slow, and for whatever reason, Fred, every time it gets really, really slow with no explanation I can figure out, I always check the news, and there's always something big happening. And,
I'm on the radio, Carol. See what she's... All right, there we go. There's one down. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Let me look at something here. Okay, we're Thursday, the 14th. Square in the morning, conjunction, well, we're still in the conjunction, maybe that's it. So we're having, Moon in Aries, conjunct Uranus in Aries. Hello! It started at 9 a.m. here, and it's still going on. How about that? That could be the problem. That could be it. And a lot of people are suffering of, basically, I think what it is, they didn't realize what they were creating, and then the stuff comes at them and they don't know what to do. You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. And, you know, it's with all the yuck coming out of the Middle East and also, Eastern Europe there in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's pretty yucky. What's going on in the Middle East is absolutely hideous right now.
It is. It really is. And it's so dark.
Yeah.
And what they'd like to do, what they're going to do, is going to be so bad. And I don't know if this is when it's going to happen, but because of all that, and those people in Iraq that took over wearing black uniforms, no less, to make it even more deep down. And they're having a civil war over there, but there's so many tribes, and they're supposed to be Muslim, and they're not living under the right consciousness, because the real idea of it all is to take care of your neighbor and love thy neighbor, because God loves everybody. And how they understand it from their point of view, they've turned it all the way around. It's almost like, are you really kidding me? What? And this is the way it's been going for over 10,000 years. It doesn't seem to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't understand them, and they don't understand us, and that's the way it's been. And if there are a lot of people raised over here,
whoops, Fred.
Then it changes the thought, you know?
Yeah. It's what a train wreck, and
it is.
You know, even when Al Qaeda says this outfit is too grotesque, you know they're a pretty tough group.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I mean,
that's right.
That would be like Hitler's SS saying we don't want anything to do with them. They're too mean. I mean,
this is it.
Yeah.
Well, then you stop and feel all those people are on the higher mountains that we drop supplies to. Now that tells me they're tired of being told how to believe and what have you. And this bunch of people, you don't go our way, we're going to kill all of you. I mean, where is this going to resolve? Every one of those individuals making that statement set themselves up for the worst experiences in their lives, and nothing is going to work after they made that statement. So the people are saying, no, we don't want this. And this is what God, whatever you want to look at it, is waiting to hear. Enough people get together and say no more, then that negative energy, there's no life to it, and then it can be burnt out. Look, I said the Taliban would disappear. But look what got in the place of it, and I think probably the Taliban's running the other direction by now, thinking, "Oh my God, we thought we were doing this, but look at these dudes."
Yeah, I thought we were bad. Look at them. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, looks like Chris made it back. Maybe his phone's working this time, so let's give it a try. Chris, are you off speakerphone, buddy?
The Fred Smith.
Hello. Well, now you can see me, Chris. Do you know that? You can see me now. I bet you don't know how to do that, do you? We're on video Skype now, Chris. I just thought I'd tell you. Yep, you can actually see me. Above your computer, if you can see a little TV thing there and hit it with your cursor, then it will bring us up. You can take a look. So, I probably just confused you. Sorry about that. So what is your question today?
Hey, Fred and Bill.
Yes. What's going on?
I have two small questions to ask you right quick.
Okay. I'm here. Bill, what did he just say?
Yeah, it just has two questions. Go ahead with your first one, Chris.
Let's see here. Can you see? I told you last week. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving out. My granddad said, you know what I'm saying? I'm 16. His uncle son. My uncle's son was taking me. I'm 16. I just wanted to get it right. Like, he can get 16 right.
Wow.
Okay,
that was a mouth.
Yeah, something about you're moving out on the 15th. Is that what you said, Chris?
16th.
16th? Okay.
Okay.
And something about your uncle's son?
My uncle's son will take me in.
Oh, okay. He's going to take you in. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking, was it true or not? Was it true?
Yeah, is that going to happen? Is what he's asking.
Okay. Is the other gentleman older than you?
Yeah.
He is. Okay. All right. Can happen. This could take place. It all depends on how do I put together. You need to be really responsible here too. And are you still working right now? Do you have a job?
Yeah, I have a job at a company that will.
Okay. As long as you got a job and make sure that you take care of your responsibilities, this will work. Okay? It's always important to realize what your responsibilities are, if you understand what I just said. So that most likely will happen as long as you want to keep yourself working, and then pay your part of your share of the rent and other things. This can work. Okay, what's the second question? Where is it?
I was going to ask, you said girlfriend, my wife's son, girlfriend, my girlfriend was my friend.
He's asking about a girlfriend again, Fred.
Oh, okay, he wants one. All right, okay. When you date a woman, do they understand you when you're talking to them?
Yeah, several.
He said yes.
Yeah, I said some of them, I think. Isn't that what you said, Chris?
Yeah. Okay, this is another thing that we have. This is why relationships don't work out for you. God, this is... Okay. God, they want me really telling this stuff, and I don't know if he understands what I'm saying. Look, you have to learn to speak clearly and slowly. You need a teacher. Because sometimes some people are going to understand you. What you do is you get excited. You get excited. And your mind, your brain, if you understand what I'm saying, going so fast that you cannot get the words out of your mouth, and that's why we can't that's why we can't understand you, because your brain is moving faster than what you can get out of your mouth, and someone has to teach you how to totally slow down and just be you. That's what has to happen. So yeah, you might trigger someone in, but they may not last. Or say that a lady really likes you, and then you start talking to her and she can't understand you. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You need to get a teacher to slow you down. And then they can teach you how to breathe between each sentence that you speak. And then this will all come together. You're not a bad guy. You just need to slow down by 150 miles an hour right now. I don't know if you understood what I just said, but I'm trying. Did you understand what I just said?
Slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, teach me.
Yeah, you got it. Those two things will help you get the lady that you want, okay? That's real important right now, because once you slow down, you're going to have a beautiful life. You will have a wonderful life. Please,
hey, Fred?
For yourself. Yes.
Fred, hang on just a second here. Your microphone went wacky, so I'm going to try a little trick here, folks. Hopefully we can get this sorted out, and let's see if it worked. Okay, no, didn't work. Hang on a minute. Okay, everybody, we're going to have to, I don't know why Fred's mic does that. It's a computer thing. I've seen it happen before, but never could figure out how it happened or why it happened. But we're going to, so hang on, everybody, for just a minute. Let me take care of this issue. crazy stuff, but I think we get it fixed. You there, Fred?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, any last words for Chris there?
So basically, just as long as he finds the teacher to slow him down to where ladies can understand him, that's when he'll find the person that's going to be in his life. Okay?
Okay.
All right, well, have a good day now.
Take care, Chris. Good luck. We'll see you later. All right, let's see what we got now here. We got a couple messages popped up, and all this excitement. I got to find the right place here. Michelle in British Columbia. Michelle and Anue posting in within about a minute of each other. Michelle says, hi, Fred and Bill. Fred, wondering if you can look at my media-related project I'm working on when I have the time, she says. Our chance is good for finding the creative business partner and moving forward within a year or so. Any info would be great. Thank you very much. And Michelle's day was 10/24/61.
Whoa. Okay, so that's a good... Well, look at this. I'm right there by it. How did that happen? Accidents do happen. All right, let's see here. Leo there. Okay, what do we got going over here? Okay, she got through that. She got through that part. Okay, if you get everything aligned and can ask the universe, put down, write out what the type of partner in the creative endeavors you need, and be very clear on that, and start gathering everything you're going to need to have this manifest, and stay very present and very positive, and sometimes that's not always easy, but stay as present, as positive that you can, and this could launch, what are you thinking, at the end of 2015 or 16? If you do, that's really going to be good for you. I'm looking at everything here that's with you, and everything will be out of your way for a while. So this should work out to be beneficial for you. It looks good, but when you're putting the energy out there, be clear and without doubts. Sometimes we do because we're only human, and then the partner, whatever that's going, it has to balance you out and be equal to you. In other words, if you're more quiet, then you need somebody to be the reverse. Okay. And you got to have a balance, whatever it is going on there. So, Michelle, yes, this will take off, but you got to stay very present and clear, and watch who you're sharing information with, because some people may not be, shall we say, on board with your ideas. And when you hear that, just move on past that and push those people in a positive way away from yourself. And I feel this is going to go. It's the belief system is what's really powerful here. All right, Michelle, if you do this, I believe you're going to be okay. It's going to be good.
All right. Well, good luck, Michelle. Sounds like a good project. And let's see here. Nue is back with us again today. Hi, Nue. Hi, guys. Okay, Dad wants equal time, so asking Fred to read my father's birth date, December 21st of 1926. 12/21/26. This should be good. His name, Virgil Clare Campbell.
Oh my God, he's got an American name. I expected to call him like Running Horse or something. My grandfather took on a name too, but that wasn't his real name. Let's see what we got going here. Okay. What do we got going? 26 what? Oops. Is he a little finicky in a way, and sometimes hard-headed? All right. Cancer, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Taurus. Jesus, this man can really be difficult at times. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she just wrote in and says he did go by White Eagle.
Ah, there we go. Now that does, thank you, New Way, that helps. Was he a medicine man or something like that when in his younger days? I'm just wondering, because that's coming across. But he could be really stubborn, really. And he's got that Mars in Taurus. That really gives him a lot of strength. Now, would you believe, New Way, your father, because of his age, is going to go through his third Saturn return, and it starts right around around the first of the year. This is his third bout with that. It depends on how old we can live to have all this happen. But he's got strong presence there and so forth. Did he have a hard time opening his heart with you and how many children there was? Okay, because I see that he had a lot of power.
He transitioned in 2006.
He did? Okay. That makes sense. All right. Whoa, wait a minute. I'm looking at him like he's alive, so wait a minute here. Okay, so he did. But, okay, did your father... was he always on horses or something, New Way? Because this is really strange. I'm seeing him sitting on a horse. That's why I thought, boy, he's really up there in years if he's still around. Okay, but I'm seeing him sitting upon a horse. And did he wear his hair down or up? Let's see what she says. Because he's so close by. He's on your... I think he's on your, right now he's on your, it feels like he's on your right side. But did he have any problems with his lower body, part of his lower body? Did he have problems down there as well? Now that's coming in. But boy, he stands out. He stands out. I'm seeing this man, this native man, standing behind you, but he's on now he's off the horse, but he was on the horse. Now he's off the horse. So I don't know if you probably know he comes around you. But I'm wondering if he shut his heart down when he was in the physical body, because he's real close to you and he's kind of giving you a lot of love right now, if you can feel that. Does this make any sense, New Way?
Okay, well, I haven't gotten a response back yet.
I thought he was alive because I'm looking at this man. As she said his native name, suddenly somebody appears.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what she says. He loved horses and had a quarter horse. Okay. His hair was longer, yes, and his feet bothered him. Yeah, feeling him, yes, right now. And tears, she says.
Yeah, well, you would, because he's giving you lots of love. Now, here's what's interesting, New Way, about that. Feet is Pisces, but where am I looking at this? Sometimes I get things mixed up, you know. Let's just looking at this here. Hold on. Yeah, let's see where it comes in at. The Taurus, Aquarius, Sagittarius. He's got Uranus and Pisces. And what's happening? Neptune is probably hitting that right now. See, the Pisces is the feet. And then he was Capricorn, so that was the knees. Okay? So also, he had Saturn and Saturn, that's the upper legs. So this man was very powerful. Very powerful, but he might have had a hard time showing his feelings, that's all. But he's showing you now. So that's what's beautiful. He's showing you now, and he's very clear on the other side. And he was standing on the horse. Now he's standing beside the horse. His hair is down, and it's very long. You're very right, like my grandfather. So, yep, he's around you, showing you love right now. So that's take it in, because when they show you love from the other side, it's 100% pure. All right, my dear.
Okay. Yeah, sounds like quite a guy. Back in the day, knew several native, I'll say rodeo contestants, semi-pro level. And several of them with developed diabetes and had problem with their feet and legs. Let's see. He says he was very stubborn, somewhat distant with emotions, but I knew his soul and loved him dearly, although he was such a difficult one at times. Thank you, Fred. You are spot on again.
Yep, this is why I always like doing this, because I can sit there and go through that. And when we get on the other side, of course, we realize what the truth is. Okay, and then we open the door instead of doing it when we're here. I've got something here I wanted to share with her. As while we're working, I will share something with her when I can find it. I write things. I have tablets everywhere, but someone gave me my grandfather's name. And then they gave me something else, and I've written this down 10 times, and my cleaning ladies come in my house to make them disappear. So I will get it as we're working here. All right, anyway, well, he's behind you, and he's right there with you. If that's what you're feeling, that's why he's making up for what he didn't do. All right?
All right, okay. Well, we have another one here. Sue, who sent in the last one, said this one might be harder to guess. And I'm thinking, yeah, it probably will be. Initials KC, as in, kilowatt and whatever. KC. My brain.
Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yeah, except no F in the middle. That works. Let's see. Birthday, March 2nd, 1950. 50.
Oh, I was right there. And I have to go back again. Okay. Let's see. 44. Never can tell. These people love to have fun. They just love this, don't they? Let me tell you guys, if I wasn't dyslexic, I probably couldn't get this done.
Actually, this will be an interesting one.
Yeah, boy, has this one got a big ego. It's a little.
Oh, really?
It's there. They may have held it back. Okay, they may have held it back. There was a strong presence with this person. Emotions, yes, there's definitely emotions. Did this person run a company or was big in life? Or are they
performer? A well-known performer.
That would make sense. They'd have to be. Because, Pisces, but Moon and Leo, come on now, they're going to organize all kinds of stuff, but with the Aquarius, so much sitting in here, my God, either they were going to be as big as they could be, but there's a stubborn side to this person too, and could hold, either they held back the emotions, or they were over the board somewhat. But I could see where it could be all about them. It could be all about them. I don't care how well talented this person was, but I will say that this, to them, when they were out there, they were probably really, really good. But I'll bet you when they got off the stage, that emotional thing comes up again where they might have not done well, or they balanced it, so they learned the lessons and balanced it out so much that it all worked. It's kind of fascinating about this. Was this a male?
No, female.
Really?
Yes.
Male energy. This lady had male energy, let me tell you, because this power and everything else is unbelievable. Did she yet, or is she still on the planet?
Yeah, passed quite some time ago, actually.
Okay. I can't. Trying to think who. Oh no, that's not who that is. I can't figure out who this is. But boy, they were big. They were big in their day. Really, really big.
Yeah. You're saying stubborn. Could that? It depends on how you define stubborn and ego.
I know.
Could that manifest as what some people might call a mental illness?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because that would make a lot of sense. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go to our break, and we're going to leave everybody hanging radio staff. Stay tuned next hour, everybody, and we're going to find out who this mystery... Oh, I hate it when they do that on the radio, but we are going to do that because we're coming up on our break. Everybody stay Just a few minutes. We're going to be back in about 5 minutes or so here on Visionary Awareness with Fred Fassett. The phone lines are essentially empty. A few people listening. Nobody got their hand up, and the message board is just about clear, so we got a whole hour to fill. So get those cards and letters and messages coming in, folks. And in the meantime, you can check out Fred's website at psychicfred.com. PsychicFred.com is the website, and we're going to be back in just a few minutes here on Visionary Awareness. Hang in there.
Looking for a psychic with experience? 47 years as a professional psychic. Visionary Awareness with Fred Fassett. Live after the break.
AchieveRadio.com.
Excuse me, do you know how to get to Maine and Maple?
How's that cook? How do you change the ringtone?
How much does this cost?
Does this bus stop at Elm Street?
We ask questions everywhere in life, except...
Any questions?
No.
At the doctor's office. Ask questions.
What is this test for?
Are there any side effects?
Questions lead to better health care. Go to ahrq.gov for a list of 10 questions everyone should know. Questions are the answer. Public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I was leaving an exercise class.
All of a sudden, the pain started. My entire chest. Shortness of breath. Very fatigued.
Nauseated.
Thought that it was nothing much, maybe just stress.
You're having a heart attack.
I'm young. There's no way it could be my heart. No way.
Heart disease doesn't discriminate.
Listen to your body. Go get checked. Heart disease is the #1 killer in women, and this is something that we can fight.
Visit GoRedForWomen.org to learn a woman's risk for heart disease.
Psychic radio, holistic radio, spiritual radio. This is AchieveRadio.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/AchieveRadio.
Back again. Welcome back, everybody, to Fred Fassett's Visionary Awareness here on AchieveRadio.com. My name is Bill, and I'm the guy that answers the phone and reads the messages and keeps a little bit of patter going during the slow times here. In other words, I'm the big mouth that kind of takes care of the stuff while Fred does the important stuff of giving all those of you that call in the best psychic readings you're going to find pretty much anywhere. A little business before we start. I got my wrist slapped a little bit by YouTube last week for playing Rob Anthony's track. Rob Anthony has given Achieve Radio permission to play his music, and I did, but YouTube didn't know that, and they got a little huffy about it. So this time we heard Beethoven's Für Elise, beautiful classical track of that particular rendition. Creative Commons license. Do you hear that, Google? Creative Commons license by attribution. And the attribution is you can find that track and a lot of other good classical music at amclassical.com. amclassical.com, all run together. If you like classical music, go check it out. A great little site for that. Okay, let's see where we're at here, Fred. Anybody wants to call in? 602-666-6027. 602-666-6027. Lines are wide open except for a couple of listeners, and the message board is caught up. But in any case, we had a mystery read sent in by Sue. And Fred, I was, before we ran up into the break, I was getting to the point you said the person was very stubborn and very egotistical.
Right.
And I was thinking, individual passed away from what you might call an inadvertent suicide.
Yeah.
Classed as a mental health issue.
Right.
And I've always, this particular issue, I've always classed it as a mental condition maybe, but it's also a little bit ego-based and a little bit stubborn-based. And would that fit?
Oh, yes, definitely. And that one didn't do too good when she got on the... I mean, she's all right now, but she didn't do too good when she first went over. So who is this?
This is Karen Carpenter of the Carpenters.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I remember when she passed on, but now, because that's real interesting. Lord to God, I remember how long ago that was. Yeah.
83, yeah.
83, yeah, and so so talented and so forth. But she had problems with her parents, too. And something connected with the family and everything else, and that's where the anorexia came from and what have you. So there was a struggle. Here she was, really out there, but she had troubles with her own emotions, and I make sense now.
Yeah, and, that's what I was getting at. Anorexia is, it's classified as a condition, but it's a little bit of ego. And a little bit of stubbornness rolled into one in a real sense, which you hit on.
That's
exactly.
Right. Yeah, and so when she got on the other side, it was a surprise. It's like what I'm picking up. What did I do to myself? Because once we get out of this physical form, everything's clear. And then we get a chance, we look back and go, oh my God, what's happened? If anybody's taken their life, that's not manic or bipolar. You go the other direction, like this 15-year-old that died. This is James Van Praagh was talking about. He got on the other side and went, whoops, I made a mistake. Well, now you're there. Now you got to go through it. And I've gone through this when I was teaching my classes in California. Somebody would come through and say, this is what I've done. And I said, no, what was the point? Well, I didn't know that I was taking those many drugs. I was having fun. And I said, well, you really did it up right now. You look at the fun you're having now. It's real interesting when you can bring them in. And then have the conversations. It gets very, very eye-opener, you know. But she's okay now. There's lots of light around her and so forth. She hasn't decided about coming back either. She does analyze a lot, and I said that because she had some Virgo in her chart too, that makes her really analytical. So there's that side, and try to be a perfectionist as well.
Yeah, you know, this is. I didn't know much about the Carpenters or Karen in particular because I just knew their music was all the rage when I was in high school. But I came across this little thing, said Karen Carpenter's velvet voice charmed millions in the 70s, but behind the wholesome image, which was, that's what surprised me a little bit. She had that cute little girl next door look and seemed so sweet and charming on performing. And you mentioned a masculine energy. I was going to say also she was originally the drummer.
Well,
which
there
is
you go.
Traditional male type of a pursuit. But at any rate, behind the wholesome image, she was in turmoil, desperate to look slim on stage, and above all, desperate to please the domineering mother who preferred her brother.
That's right. See, and there was a karmic connection with the brother, but not with her. And this happens a lot. This is why parents need to be very careful when they're choosing one child over the other, because each person is coming in to learn their lesson. So the mother, if she's still around, they will have to straighten that out now when the mother passes, and that will happen.
What an interesting deal. And any rate. Enough about poor Karen. That was a long time ago. Alyssa in Nevada. Hi, Alyssa. Welcome back. Hello, Fred and Bill. Can do sort of an overview. I have been through some turbulent times recently and now working on heading in a new direction with career and creative projects. Can you tell if I can still achieve a certain level of success in this life considering my age? Does my chart show this? Also, will this coming year be better than last? Thank you so much. 11/3 of 55.
See, this is what it is, Alyssa. You've been going through a Saturn transition, and that's why you feel the way you do. So let's just go over here and take a look. You're probably going through everything else. My roommate was almost ready to quit his job today, and I said, you have to hang on till the end of the year. And this is why sometimes they say they don't give us more than we can handle. Well, sometimes it seems like God has, but really, let's see. Let me see what you got going here. Actually, well, you're in your Jupiter return, Alyssa. This is good. This is a good aspect, and you're not in your Neptune return. You got your Saturn return, which it hasn't hit yet. It's coming, but it has gone over your Sun, and it's going to be going over your Venus. So it's all about change. Now, if you stay with the consciousness that you have right now and realize it's all about change, and who's this one? Okay, hold on, everybody, on the radio, Jerry. So it's where it is. You know, this will turn around. Let's see if you have this other thing in here. For ops, you got one. Okay, a lot of this changes at the end of the year for you, all right? So you can turn, it's been 2.5 years, Alyssa. That's what's been going on. And it's going to get completed this year, all right? So I would say if you set up what you believe, and yes, it has been difficult. I can see that. One of the things that softens everything, Alyssa, you have Mercury and Mars and Libra. Now, I'd have to talk to you personally on this Mars, because yours is the same degree mine is, because that was going through something for about a year or two. But I believe what you've learned now, don't look at your age. Okay, let go of it. And see the success that you can turn this growth period that you've been going through over 2 years now, and see how you can turn it around for your highest good, and allow yourself to make whatever you're thinking about out there, and it will be successful. Start acknowledging it will be successful. What's been going over you is like the hammer. You're not listening, they go over you again. And it's really, really, really hard. And I know. I know. I've been going through a lot. It's been a long journey, but you're going to come out of it, my dear. And I would say, okay, Saturn's not retrograde now, so you're safe there. It's coming towards your own Saturn. So then after your birthday, count 6 months in, and that should be all out of your way, okay? And then you can move forward. All this was doing is this Neptune return, Jupiter, Jesus, I can't talk. Jupiter return in Leo is good. This can help you business-wise. It can help you decide what you want to do and then bring it to you, okay? So, yeah, you've been struggling. And this year, make it into a better year than last year's. Acknowledge, say, this year, Goddess, this year it will be much better than last year. I had a lot of learning lessons last year, and this is what I've learned. If you do it that way, you'll be amazed. Okay? That's a lot of things to say in one breath.
Breathe, Fred, breathe.
Yes, I know about that. I tell Chris to do it all the time.
Yeah, I do.
Anyway, yep.
Okay. Well, you're going to just absolutely love this next one, Fred.
Okay. Here we go again.
Yes, indeed we do. I will preface this by saying that thanks to the late Mr. Williams, today is now Dead Celebrity Day on Visionary Awareness.
Okay. All right.
Oh, boy. This comes from Jack down in Texas, of all places. That as long as you're doing dead celebrities. Yes, we seem to be today, Jack.
Yes, we are.
December 8th of 1943, a wartime baby. December 8, 1943, and initials JDM.
Wow. 43, huh? Those initials are pretty strong. Well, let's see what we come up with. Okay, 40. Let's see what we got here. Whoa. Oh, my goodness. I can't even read this. If this is male or female, it can go both ways. This person wanted to be heard one way or the other. And I still say this person was also a little hard-headed as well. Love to be right. Mm-hmm. Yep. And not afraid. One thing is Gemini and Mars makes everybody talk. Oh, look at this, all this Gemini in here. Was this because this this is an actor or an actress? I'm surprised they weren't in politics.
No acting as far as I know, musical performer.
Musical performer, okay, must have had a hell of a voice. Must have had a hell of a voice, because the throat in this person was very, 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 very strong. And I could see, if did they write their own music by any chance?
Yeah, very, very well-known songwriter, performer.
Yeah, because it's a lot of Gemini in here, so they had to write it. But Taurus Moon, that's the throat. That's an advertiser calling. We're not going to pay too much attention to that. So I know it's male, but this is coming from the East Coast, and I never answered the phone, so that's just what yeah, this person had very strong throat, but there was a strength about him or her that was unbelievable. And so, but he couldn't, boy, did he, oh, look at this, Jupiter and Leo, what else is sitting there? This person should have been well known around the world in their craft. Was this opera?
No, not opera, not in the classic sense at all.
Okay, that's surprising because I bet you in a past life they did that. I bet you in the previous life they came in and did that. A perfectionist too, perfectionist, okay? And they didn't like mistakes. So they might have a tendency to yell at other people when they were messing up. Oh boy. So that would be interesting. So who is this?
This is, interestingly enough, and it makes sense, you said politician, known for espousing political views. This is Jim Morrison of The Doors.
Yep, makes sense then. You know, in another life he did do the other. And I can see there's his hard-headed, that Taurus is his hard-headedness. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he had a hard time when he crossed over, too, let me tell you. He had a real difficult time on the other side at first. It took a while for them to get things through his head because he didn't want to listen even after he crossed over. God.
That makes sense. That was, yeah, he was known for that somewhat.
Yeah, and I know he yelled at people. He did.
Yeah.
He really did. And that was amazing. He wrote his own music. But when he stepped in here in his body, by the time he was little, he liked to perform. I bet you 4-1, but he didn't like to be told what to do. See, that's an unusual Sag individual, but if you look at everything sitting in there, wow. You know, so he made lots of money and everything else. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say something. Knowing who it is, he showed two sides of the wall. He showed male and he showed female energy when he was on stage. Because the dressing and all the stuff he did, yeah.
Woo! And you know, I'm sitting here looking at his PR shots, and definitely masculine, but had that slightly effeminate type of you know, features a little bit.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, a lot of hard rockers have that.
Yeah, they have that. They have that. It's like an overall little thing that sits in there, and they, unfortunately, tactfully put this here. That's why they sometimes try, out of their own ego, try both sides of the fence. Sometimes they do. Some of them do, and it's no big deal. It's just what happens, you know. So it's well, Jack, I hope that satisfies you. Yeah, that's why I had a hard time. I felt this real energy. I couldn't figure male, female, and it wouldn't come through. Now I can see why. Yeah. Okay, yep.
Yeah, that's interesting, and yeah, it's. Well, I'll tell you what, Fred. Still nobody calling in. Everybody is just overwhelmed by world events and passings and whatnot. But, you know, speaking of Jim Morrison, the so-called famous Club 27, one of the other very famous was Janis Joplin.
Right.
And she was January 19 of 1943, same year. January 19, a few months older than Morrison.
And she didn't like to be told what to do either. And she politely would say to them, "Up your nose." And curiosity. Let's just take a look at this. All right, let's look at this. Okay, Cancer Moon. So she had heart. She could sing, but there was her own emotions. All right, let's see what she got over here. Aquarius, Sagittarius. Look at this, and there's the Gemini. She wrote music as well. Okay, so again, she didn't even like her family or the people where she came from. She went back there at one point when she becomes somebody to say, look at who I am, and because of the part of the country she was at, they both blew her off. And that made her twice as pissed. So,
yeah.
And she was in that place too, male, female again. She was also in that place, male, female. She showed two sides of the perspective wall too. Oh, really? That's interesting. I don't know which one passed first now, but they did meet on the other side. By the way, they just showed it to me. They're both fine. They're both fine on the other side. It took them a long time. It didn't happen like they didn't get it right away, but they get together because a lot of people don't know. A lot of the entertainers entertain in the spirit world because they can be themselves and everything else. And those two met on the other side, and God knows who else joined them. Like Michael Jackson, he was so happy on the other side. And I experienced him after he passed. I'll leave that one alone. But anyway, I had to give him he was getting scared going through the transition. And all I said was, Michael, you entertained the world. You weren't perfect. I mean, you made mistakes. You're a human being. Now you're outside there. And he said back to me, no one has ever talked to me like that. And he said, you're such a nice person. I said, Michael, if you were walking down the street and I was walking down the street and you were in the body, you wouldn't have even noticed me. And there was kind of a smile on his face, and then he went away. It was real interesting. And, so he's entertaining on the other side, too.
Yeah, I can believe that. That's, Joplin definitely had some what are considered quote male characteristics.
Oh God, yes.
No question about that. And they were Joplin passed.
That's what I thought.
By a few months, about 8 or 9 months. She was October of '70. Morrison, July 3rd, '71.
Yeah, well, you know what they did when they had to fight their own negative stuff that they brought in, because they both brought in negative beings from what they were doing. People don't understand that, and they had to deal with that on the other side. And it took a while. It didn't happen really very quick, and so forth. I think she wants to come back as another female. Not time yet, but a much lighter soul than what she was. She picked the wrong family too, in a way.
I'm sorry, Fred. I was reading another message that came in, and it cracked me up. But go ahead. Go ahead with your thought.
Yeah, well, I feel she chose the wrong. See, for some reason, she came in to be judged. Okay, she chose to be judged.
She was that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and so there was a lesson there for whatever the reason was. If I knew it, I wouldn't say it. But that's not my business to go there. But the idea of the family and everything else, she did something in her other lifetimes that she needed to come in and be terrorized as she was. So, every time she sang something, she was giving a lot of people the middle finger, basically. And she did it her own way, And, so she's fine now, but she's looking at being more feminine because how she messed that all up. And the other one, Morrison, I don't know, he hasn't made up his mind. He's still going. He's not going through stuff. It's the idea they have a choice when they come back, and then they have to clear a lot of crap out of what they created. So. Because both of them had gifts for the world, and yet they turned around and sabotaged it, so they have to look at all that too. I think she's more ahead on that one than him, but nobody would recognize her if she popped in tomorrow, because I see her be very feminine, this time probably come in quite attractive, because she had a more male face than she did a female face. So anyway, that's. Don't ask me where this is coming from, Bill. I'm telling you, when I start this, could be in this little area I am. We'd both be catch on fire.
Okay. All right, well, that was actually pretty good timing. You just wrapped that up, and the darn microphone started doing its crackle, bang, bang thing. So hang on, Fred. I'm going to play with your microphone.
All right.
And let's see what happens here. Okay, folks, just hang in there for a minute. We're going to see if this does anything.
I'm here.
It did not. It did not. Still a mess. Okay. Let me switch it back again. And just going to pause for a few seconds here. The phone lines are open and available, and I've got one message, the one I was giggling at a minute ago. So, yeah, folks, dial in if you want to get a reading from Fred. And the number, of course, 602-666. 6027 602-666-6027 is the number to call in. And kind of a lonely day today. Everybody's all uptight about something or watching the news or whatever. So, all right, let's try it. Fred, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
It's a train wreck again. I don't know what's going on with this thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I have no clue what's up with that. I'm going to play with it some more here. Okay, now let's hear.
Okay.
I think that did it finally. Okay, it just needs time to decide whether it's going to work or not. And it's what I do know is I've had a couple people that happened to, one here in the States and one guy that used to call in frequently as a guest from Australia, and he used Skype also. And it's a headset for whatever reason. Every half hour to 45 minutes, it freaks out the computer. I don't know why. But maybe, if this keeps happening. Well, it's been regular. It's been every show we've done this so far.
Right.
Maybe figure out a different headset or something. Anyway, I was giggling because while you were talking about that, message came in, says anonymous, and says, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play. Initials DJ, actually DTJ. DTJ, December 30th of 1945.
Okay. These people really like this, but they need to know because this worked for me. I'm drastically dyslexic. That's why this works. That's the way my brain works.
Yeah, well, you're pulling the one we did on Mae West the other day where we didn't have the birthday information. That amazed me.
Yeah, well, I had to really let go and trust the other side brought me the information. You see, that's why that worked. And I had to trust that like nobody's business. And people don't know what we go through. I'm a psychic medium, everybody, just like the Long Island medium. And I'm nuts. Okay, let's see, the 30th. Oh, Capricorn. Let's see what we got going here. Did I get the... Yeah, here we go. All right, 8 degrees Capricorn. What is this? Oh. This is interesting. A Capricorn with a Scorpio moon. Ouch. Jesus. Whoa. Now, this was another one that's hard to figure out the sexual identity, because I'm getting male and female in this one, too. This person was very strong, but I think there was a lot of pressure with their emotions, and they could be... I think they could be really flamboyant when they chose to. The next moment really show themselves out in the world and then pull themselves back in as well at the same time. So this person probably liked to be out in the world, but at the same time could wind up being very introverted. So I'm getting two type of things from this individual. Don't tell me this was an entertainer.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, this one was very interesting because I bet you they were great on stage, but I can't say too much afterwards, because I would almost think they were probably marvelous in front of the crowds. That's when they were extroverted, but I'll bet you when they got off the stage, they were introverted, because the way I'm looking at right now. And this person's passed now?
Yes, recently.
Recently, okay. There was some kind of struggle at the end of their life, too. Some kind of struggle. And, there's some kind of struggle at the end of their life. And, was this male?
Yes, male.
Okay, thank you.
But again, you said the mixture, and oh boy, a definite, very pretty, effeminate look.
Right,
in his youth.
Right. Makes total sense. He's good in the craft, that's for sure. But he got a lot of Cancer in his chart. Then he puts Scorpio Moon in there. And then he puts Sagittarius and Mercury. This just messes things all up, And he almost got Sag and Venus. He puts another Capricorn in there. I mean, this person, Gemini Christmas. This one was very, what's the word I want to use? He could almost change his look if he chose to. He probably, as he got older, maybe the male look kind of stayed in there, but I bet must have been very, very good. Was he an actor?
Actually, yes, that was his primary craft, was acting.
Yeah, and he was good at it too. And I would almost say he'd be a perfectionist in that, and it was exceptionally good, but I say his emotions were a mess. Other than that, I could really say it probably fell apart. I wonder did he have a family?
I'm sure he did. I don't. Yeah. Okay. Three marriages.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm surprised he didn't have more than that. There's your emotions right there. See, he held in. See, the person he was out on the stage or the film or where he wanted to do, and the person he was off, there were two different people. Mm-hmm. And he straightened that one out. How long has he been gone? About 3 years or something?
Year and a half, roughly.
Okay. All right. He's just starting to come together. His energy's changed drastically. And
I'm sorry, Fred. 2.5 years. You were actually pretty close. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it's just he's coming together now. He's feeling good about himself. More so now than it was before, because he had to clean a lot of cobwebs out of the way. But I have to give him credit; he was a hell of an actor, really, really good.
Yeah.
So who was this?
This is interesting because this is Daydream Believer Davy Jones.
Davy Jones, oh my God!
Yeah.
I would never thought of that. Davy Jones is because when I used to like him over the others, but you see, there was something he was holding back on too.
Yeah, I actually just maybe 4, 5, 6 months ago, Netflix had a documentary. It wasn't really a documentary. It was they had actors that actually looked like those four guys. On the Monkees and recounted their Jones and Mickey Dolenz were actually actors that just responded to a cattle call, and got the part. And Jones had no musical talent other than he had a trainable voice and sounded pretty good.
Right.
But he was actually classically trained Shakespearean type actor.
That makes sense. That would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make sense. But you see, married 3 times, there's a lot there with his emotions. Okay? Because you put that together, that's not easy. And he's Capricorn, then he's Scorpio, then he's got 3 planets of Cancer, so there's one way out there, but then when he's off screen, it's a whole different ball game. Yeah. It's interesting.
Huge turmoil with those 4 guys because they were a made-for-TV music group, but they weren't really. Mickey Dolenz and Jones were actors, whereas Peter Tork and Nesmith viewed themselves as musicians turned actors, and were pushing the Monkees to be a lot less bubblegum and a lot more serious and caused all kinds of turmoil and, just a big mess. But to play that part and do that, I'm sitting here looking at his glamour shots from then, and boy, he was very small, petite, and very effeminate looking.
Right.
Cutie pie bubblegum hero. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like, but boy, you see, one thing you don't see in actors and actresses, you don't see them burying those emotions, and they either have to get extroverted, they have to pull something off to make it work. Once the agents or whatever they are there, they push them, and they almost destroy them in some. And look what they did to Judy Garland. I mean, they started when she was on those sets, uppers and downers, because she was heavy, and they didn't want that. And so everything that happened to her was because of everybody was behind her, put her exactly where she was. And that was a shame. They destroyed somebody good. And don't think of the karma and all that kind of stuff in that business.
Oh yeah. The way they push the child actors. Actually, her cohort, Mickey Rooney, was the guy that seemed to rise above all that. And lasted. He lived pushing 100, I think.
Yeah, he just died recently this year.
Yeah.
And then he wound up with no money. They said he was almost broke. I was like, what he did, he was kind and gave things, and then he lost his temper towards the end. But that was that was him getting ready to go off the planet. And so forth. Because I remember the one movie I saw, I can't remember the name of it. He's riding off in the sunset, and I finally found one my own size. Because it meant a woman, because he was married to Ava Gardner too. Everybody married Ava Gardner, and I met her once. What a delightful lady. I met her in a Hollywood unemployment office, and that was quite an experience. You go through this one week I had to get in this one line, and I'm standing there first in line. I turn around, and this lady's got a bandana hat over and sunglasses. I knew who it was right away. So very tactfully, I turned around and said, "Miss Gardner, I love your movies." And I turned back to leave it alone. She taps me on the shoulder. She says, "Darling, are those really your eyelashes?" Yes. And then
Okay. Well, on that note, let's take a phone call here. We've got Mary in Virginia. Mary, you're on the air with Fred. Hi.
Hi. I absolutely love that you guys do that. The personalities. Fred, you're showing us the in person. That is just so cool. I love it. Anyway, well, I'm just curious what you might have for me.
Okay, when's your birthday, Mary?
It's December 8th, 1957.
Okay, thank you. You're getting ready to go in your second Saturn return, by the way. And so if you're feeling change coming your way, you're doing the right thing. You're feeling it, because I'll see where we're at. All right, when it's going to hit. Let's see. Yep, there it is. The 8th. Okay, let's see what we got down here. Cancer moon. So you're a female Sag, so this might work better for you. Do you do good expressing your emotions?
I do better, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, because that's a life lesson right then and there. A man with that would not do as well as a female sign. You got Capricorn and your Mercury, so then that makes you kind of a perfectionist. Okay, natal chart, Scorpio, Mars, that's where it is. So this is what's going to happen. You're finishing your Uranus-Neptune return. So you're one of the 500,000 that's going through this. So at the end of Christmas Eve, you finish that. Then this is how this is going to work. Okay, let me see if I can figure this out for you. Okay, that's 18 and 16. So what's going to happen? Let's see. This is going to be a crazy one. And let's see, where are you on the score? Oh, that's okay. You got rid of that. Oops, got another one over here. Nope, that's all right. Okay. I got to put this together for you. All right, we go in at the end of this year and Christmas Eve. We start off in Sagittarius. By spring, we go back into Scorpio till September of 2015. We go back into Sagittarius. So then we take all of 2016. So 2017 is when you're going to hit your second Saturn cycle. So what I'd like to, this is going to be a change on who you are stepping into your golden years. So what you need to do now is set it up for the rest of your life. Okay, what would you like to come into your life? Do you still want to fool around with business and work? Do you want to do anything creatively? Are you going to get rid of some relatives or personal friends around you? Because this is what it's going to contain. It's going to push on you to put yourself first. I almost feel like that you like to help people, but you can't help people if they don't help themselves. You got to make yourself number one. So sometimes, in a positive way, you have to be a little selfish with yourself, okay, and then let yourself be noticed. Because you can't when you're going to your golden years, we got to be a little bit careful how we help people. I'm like that. I have to be extremely careful. So. You're already 2.5 years into a 5-year cycle. Now, in the last couple of years, you felt all this stuff going on. How many people have you lost in your life at this point? 2 or 3 or 4?
More than that probably, because you're absolutely right. Something you said at the get-go about the moon in Cancer and learning about my emotions. This is something I was examining for myself just last night. And I do realize that is a big issue for me. When I burn a bridge, I burn it. But then sometimes I think, oh my gosh, okay, I let my emotions get the best of me.
Right.
And I'm learning to slow down.
Right.
And to not react so quickly.
That's right.
Because, you can see in my chart, sometimes I react too quickly and I end up hurting myself for it.
Oh, yeah, I know. I am an Aries. All right, so I have the same problem, and it's over the years now I've learned how to just calm it down and listen to the other person, or do I feel the energy? What do I feel? Negative, positive, otherwise? And I really let the other person hang themselves than me opening my big mouth.
I'm learning to kind of sit back. What you said, yes, I'm in a corporate position, and I've made a major. But Fred, this is not, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm trying to please everybody around me, and you're right, family in particular. I would much rather do something creative, intuitively creative.
Well, it's time. It's time. You're in a change period, so what you want to do, what's right for you, but you want to keep your confidence up as well while you're going through this cycle. If you keep your confidence up and build on your confidence and have faith in the universe, God, Goddess, whatever you believe in, it will help you through the door. Okay? It will help you through the door. So just look. You're in a corporate position, makes sense, okay? And if you get tired of that, look at what would make you happy now, and that's what you work for. That's what you work for, all right? You work for being your happiness, not everybody else, And let me put it this way. If you're out there satisfying everybody at work, when you're gone, it's when you decide to step out of the way, somebody else is going to come in, and one or two might remember you, and all of a sudden somebody else is there, and now they're going to give the attention to that person, and you go back and go, well, God, I did all this, and I did this, and I did. It doesn't matter. The energy's changed now, so you have to make yourself number one. And if you like to, because some people don't listen, it pisses you off. That's the person that is in a non-conscious state and they don't hear. And that's just the way it is. And life does do that. So just remember, make yourself important, Mary, and if you want to get in something intuitive and everything else and get creative, why not? Hey, that's what you'd have to do. Get brave and just go for it, and you'll be guided. God will guide you. God will actually guide you, but do it for yourself, not for other people. Okay?
Yeah. I think I've been too concerned about the financial factor.
Mm-hmm. Well, put it out like this. Do a chart for yourself. How much do you need, including taxes, to live on? And how much do you think you can make and the true thing you want to go do? You can make it as much as you want. Because the universe will give us what we believe we deserve. And sometimes we have to fight to get it. All right, and other times it just falls in our lap. That's the way it is, and it's like what? Because look, you and I come from a different zone time, and so what it is, we've learned a particular way. And then let me put it this way: when I worked at studios in California, who knew that I was going to be doing this? And I went there because I had to go there and everything else. And when this started happening, it was so much fun. And I would work swing shifts so I didn't have to get up early. And the next thing you know, I started doing this. I was having twice as much fun. So same thing for you. Create. Next couple of years comes around, you'll be ready to let go possibly and have exactly what you want. And you'll have the right amount of money.
Right now, I'm missing fun in my life. It's all work. And I thought, oh my God. I feel like I truly did move to the right location. And I do feel like there is another major change that is about to happen in my work situation. Right. But I feel like, and maybe it's further in the future than I'm aware of, but I do feel like I'm going to make a huge career change. And I think it's when I finally decide, okay, I've had enough. Let's do it.
Well, I was making X amount of dollars when I was working. It wasn't bad, but I come home half tired all the time. And when I got into this work, I was the boss. And when you find out that it was so interesting when I started this, and it's been a long time, it was just fun, and I could go see all my friends and so forth because it was on my time. And it was really interesting. For about the first 6 months, I'm telling you, I had to get used to it. But you will. You'll figure it out. And you'll put it together, and you can wind up making more than you're making now, and then you can start enjoying your life. Okay?
Yeah.
You're the driver, my dear. Mary, you're the driver. Okay?
Yes, and I was going to say, because you said I'm the driver, and I was getting ready to ask you, is everything okay around me, though? There does feel like, it almost feels like the other shoe's about to drop any minute.
Yeah, well, but that's an idea. If you know this, you ask your higher self, okay, how can I handle this situation and turn it into something positive for myself? Sometimes we have to be kicked in the rump to make us move, and it's we wish we would get the message before we got kicked in the rump. But sometimes that's what has to happen to get us out of our own way. So look at the whole thing. What does Mary want? And start building that energy so when something comes along, you can just move very quickly over. And look at the finances. If you're struggling now, maybe you'll wind up doing better on your own. But keep visualizing yourself abundance, and let's see where it goes. Let us know, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Thanks for calling in, Mary. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, Fred, we got a couple messages here. Only one solid reading, but let me get to this first. Jenny in Los Angeles asking, Fred, can you do a reading on past lives, politicians, generals, or presidents that have passed away or still alive? I think she's asking if you can, like, for example, if you could do a past life reading on a major individual like that.
A past life. It depends on how the spirits work with me, Jenny. I might get something right up front. That's if they want me to have it. Now, the soul that has passed, if they're knowing we're doing this and they don't want to be known, they can also take. It's just I never know what's going to happen, so we can try. It's like what is it? I got a hold of Edgar Casey. I pulled him in a long time ago, and I got lectured by him, and I said, well, I'm sorry, sir, but why I'm calling you in, I'm hearing some information that I don't believe is true. I'm hearing that you are channeling through people here, and I don't believe it's all. And the first thing he said was, and I was hearing it all over the place. He said, nope, I did my work, I'm done, and if you hear that, it's not correct, and I don't appreciate that. He was gone, and guess what? After I said that, I never heard it again.
Yeah,
no.
That was all he had to say. Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, yeah, Jenny, you can send some in. We could try next week. That would work probably. Okay, Beverly in Cleveland says, hi, my friend Kathy had her surgery okay, but had a small stroke over the weekend.
Ooh.
Is she still vacillating about whether to be here? And Kathy is 10/13/44, and we've got 4 minutes and 40 seconds left.
All right, let's get busy with this, and 44. I went past it. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got going here. She's hard on herself, and she hasn't learned that yet, huh?
Yeah, that came up last time, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. Hard on herself and so forth. Yeah, she's challenging herself. It's like, I'm serious. They're showing me a door. Flip, flop, back and forth, back and forth. She can actually stay if she wants, and if she really chooses, she can go. It's the idea, she's kind of it's like indecisiveness. It hasn't been decided, but she's putting obstacles up. The heart thing, I have a feeling she went off. And how do I put this? I almost feel like she probably doesn't know this, but I think she partially went over and came back. And I don't know if she knows this or not. So it's what I can say to you, Beverly, it's right there. And whatever happens, which way she decides to go, it'll be as she has desired it. And that's the only way I can do that. Okay? Because there's no other way to looking at that. So she's right there, but there's no decisions been made. And I have a feeling your friend went over and came back. But I bet if you asked her, she wouldn't know. Okay? She may not know.
Yeah, it kind of seems like that. I remember Beverly wrote in a while back on that issue, and a lot of the same things came up. Is that it for...
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Next up, Russ just wrote in to say hi. Said he's working on his intentions more. New Way. This has been hanging fire for a while. But Bill, if there's time, would Fred talk a little about bringing in more ceremony in our lives during these major transitions and how we could benefit from ceremony and ritual? Been sharing this wisdom with my grandson, Judah, who is 9 years old and feels it's important at this time. So about 2.5 minutes if you want to go into that some, Fred.
Okay, well, in New Way's case, it is rituals, because she is Native American. I'm part Native American, and I do two things. We can also say prayer, ritual, meditation, because where the world is going around in a circle. And we all got together and did what's right for ourselves. We can change this world into peace. And if you stop and thought, if we all could hold hands around the world, I'm serious about this, we could change and stop all this stuff that's happening. The reason this is happening is trying to wake us, our consciousness up, and pull ourselves back to where we're supposed to be, because the world is definitely changing. We can't stop it. But somebody made the statement, Mother Earth is angry. Yes, but not at everybody. I'll break that down one of these days. So ritual for some, yes. Prayer for some, yes. And meditation for others. If we pull all this together and do this daily and send the energy out in the world, we can calm a lot of these events down And the idea, us humans have a sixth sense, and we pay attention when we make a step or verbal decision. We can also bring around much more peace in our lives, because everything's in front of our faces. But we're so busy with computers and iPhones and people talking to us, going to work and making money. We forget about we came in here to calm down, breathe, relax, and let it come in. Okay? That's the best way I can describe that. And 480-421-9740. I work my cell mostly, 480-236-5661. God bless all of you and have a marvelous day.
All right, Fred's website, psychicfred.com, psychicfred.com. The website, you just heard the phone numbers. Give Fred a call. Check out the website. Phone numbers are on the website, by the way. Not quick with the pencil. We're going to be back next week with more of Fred Fassett's Visionary Awareness here on Achieve Radio. Coming up next, Lori J., the Sicilian Psychic. Stick around. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Looking for a psychic with experience? 47 years as a professional psychic. Visionary Awareness with Fred Fassett. Live after the break.
AchieveRadio.com